Hey gamers, welcome back to the channel. Today in DC Dark Legion, I have an engraving guide for you. This is a brand new mechanic that has just entered the game with the most recent update. My question is, do we really need it? Is it any good? Is there any benefit from adding a tag to a piece of gear that doesn't have a tag? We're going to talk about it, so let's get into it. All right, and welcome back. Interesting questions, right? Do we need it? Is there a benefit? The answers to those questions is yes and no. There is a benefit, but there's a specific instance for it. We'll talk about it. But through the course of the video, we're going to talk about requirements. We're going to talk about some suggestions that I have, as well as maybe some possible future use for this system based on a conversation in my interview with Super Helen. But first, let's go back to this here really quick. So tags, as you can see, Deadshot, he's got Suicide Squad and Weapon Master. When a tag is applied to a piece of gear, what it does is it gives you a 20% increase to that gear's attributes, as long as it's equipped by one of those specific champions. So since it's a Suicide Squad tag, if it's equipped by a Suicide Squad champion, you're going to get that benefit. Tags are only available on Mythic Plus gear, and as you know, gear is specific to class. That's going to come into the conversation as well. And it doesn't matter which tag, right? It could be Birds of Prey, it could be Outsider. All tag buffs are the exact same, 20% increase to the gear's attributes. So let's talk about requirements. In order to unlock this option, you do need to get to War Room 35. So make sure that you get there. You need untagged, transmuted gear. The gear has to be transmuted in order to be engraved. And you need qualifying gear to consume, which means not transmuted, and it has to have a faction tag. So let's just go and show you, for example, let's go back to Deadshot here. This piece of gear here, his belt. If I want a belt with a Suicide Squad tag, all I have to do is equip this right here. So there's really no benefit right now to this, right? The benefit comes into when you transmute the gear. So let me transmute. Let's go ahead. We're going to transmute. Boom. Sure, I'll keep a tag. You can always change that. I'm going to hit confirm. You'll see this Engrave button pop up. You click that. You click this box right here, and any qualifying material that you can use will pop up here. So I can go ahead and select this, spend 300 gems, and then I can add that Suicide Squad tag to that piece of gear. That is really the only benefit I see in the system right now. Is you've got some amazing transmuted stats. You want to hold on to those, and you want to add a faction tag. That's it. That's all. It's a simple system overall. I wish they would have put some sort of tutorial in here to kind of walk people through it, because it was a little clunky to find. But let's talk about some suggestions that I have for it. I thought that this would be pretty cool. Number one, allowing for gear tag swapping. So let's just say I go to one of my champions here. Boom. Let me see. Let's go to, back to Superman. I think I've got one here. Yeah, this right here. Let's just say this piece of gear, absolutely amazing. I have amazing stats that I want to keep. And I want to swap the tag here. I want to swap this League of Assassins tag to a tag that works for Superman, Superman Family, or JL, or Metahuman, right? You can only add a tag to an untagged piece of transmuted gear. That is it. If they allow for tag swapping, I think that would be absolutely awesome, because same thing applies. You have some amazing stats that you've transmuted. You want to hold on to them, but you want that little extra edge. So let's go ahead and give the ability to swap that faction tag. I think that would be great. Hopefully that's something that's coming down the line. Also, what if we could allow for you to transmute from a piece of gear that is not specific to your class? But let's say it's a helmet. Let's say the helmet, I want to add a faction tag to the helmet, and I've got all of these helmets from all these different classes, and I can choose one. So it's not class locked. I think that would be cool. It gives you a little bit more flexibility in order to pull a tag over, because maybe for Warrior and Guardian, I don't have a faction tag that I want or that I can use, but I've got one over on a Firepower. I've just got the gear sitting there. Can I go ahead and just take that? It's on a helmet, and apply it to the helmet over here. So being able to open that up, I think would be really, really cool. Also, possible future use. So here's another thing that I thought about as I was thinking about this, is when I was interviewing Super Helen, she had talked about David wanting to build more depth into the tag system. So what if the tags, right now, like I said earlier, every single tag provides the exact same bonus, 20% bonus to the gear's attributes. What if the tags had different types of effects? Bonuses or, different types of bonuses, things like, I don't know. There's a whole lot of attributes, skills, things like that. A whole lot of things that you can do with tags. So what if they did that? So then what you would be doing is maybe you mix and match tags. Maybe you have tag sets, right? So maybe I have a 2-piece or a 3-piece tag set that I could put on, and then another 2-piece. So you got 3 pieces here that gives a specific stat boost or whatever, and then 2 pieces of a different tag that will give you a different benefit. Maybe it's crit, maybe it's crit damage, maybe it's mentals, right? Your spiritual defense increase, things like that. What if something like that's coming down the line? That would be very cool. But then going back to my first suggestion and allowing you to be able to swap those tags on gear that's already tagged, I think that would be absolutely awesome. So there you go. That's what I have for you. I was thinking about this quite a bit. That is the engraving system. Yes, there is a benefit. It's a very niche benefit right now, but there's a whole lot of potential in this system, and it's actually a fairly easy system. So there you go, everybody. That's what I had for you. Very curious on your thoughts. What do you think of the engraving system? All right, everybody. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.